Hello, greetings, this is Gilles Mansillon. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to wish a happy birthday to all the Pisces, for we're entering into this Pisces month. For being Pisces myself, I have my birthday coming. It is the end of the cycle before we move into this spring. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. For our birthday is very important because it is the time where 6 weeks before we accumulate, we integrate all that we've been done before, throughout the year, and our higher self looks at all that's been done during the year, and then it redistributes these things to the world, whatever we've done, and then God put His own light with it, and so He uses everything that we've done for, and then He will re-give us some new gift after our birthday, new energies, and so. We'll pull 4 cards. The highest wisdom for us today is the 8 of Raphael. It is the best is awaiting you. Do what you know is good for you, a spiritual quest. So here she's standing before a bridge. She's asked to let go of all the treasures, to leave all those things behind in order to move forward, to cross the bridge. To cross this rainbow bridge to meet the great light of to meet the archangels, and so we have to trust, we have to let go. We know that there is something far better that is right ahead of us. For me, I have my project that will soon come. Sometimes I work in my paintings and I see that some of my paintings, I think they are finished, but they are not finished. But thank God I have 30 years of work, and so when my projects will begin, I have hundreds, if not thousands of paintings I will be able to show, to be able to start this project with. And so it's a great joy to be here today, to be in this receptive mode. And what we need to understand is the 4 of Ariel. First, we thank Raphael for his blessing, for his presence in and within us and around us. Then we have the 4 of Ariel. We greet and send the blessings, and we ask the blessings from Ariel, the angel of the earth archangels. He says, giving is also receiving, resisting change, knowing how to spend or save your money. Well, it's very Aristotelian. Aristotle thought that to know how to spend and save your money is one of the most essential. He called it magnificent. I forgot how he called it, but it was one of the most essential. I forgot the words. I have it in French. I'm having a hard time translating it in English. But in a sense, it's about balance. It's about understanding, also being disciplined, and to understand, to receive is all to give, and receiving is part of the process. We want to give and give and give, but we have to learn to receive. For receiving is just as precious. Just we cannot give something we haven't received already. We do not have. So it is important. So giving is receiving. So the more we give, the more we are able to receive. And it's also a card of keeping things in alignment. Then we have another 4, the 4 of Michael. It says the solution can come from meditation. Sleep more or take breaks. Eliminate the stress within you. For first, it is very, very important to do that, to relax yourself, to find this place of joy, of contentment, to relax, to calm yourself. So before we need to calm the world. This whole energy of the world is a very excited energy that is always going on. We need to calm it down, to let it sit, and so we have to let go for a while of all those exciting, those stimulating, all the product that can bring stimulation for a time. It is a time of purification, and the outcome will be the 3 of Michael. To break free from the past, you will come out. You will come out bigger from the situation you are living today. The time always heals every wound, even the deepest one. So it is important to know, to understand that whatever we're going through today will be. It is nothing. It is like a house of cards that we've created in our mind, and just God has can blow, and everything will fall like dominoes, and then we'll find our true self. So it is understanding that what we believe we make real. What we believe we make real. So we have made this collective agreement to decide that we're going to live this what we call reality here. That's physical, that's history, geography, science, and spiritual. Whatever we believe in this reality is what we make real. But in essence, it is just a passing experience. When we discover the higher plane, we ascend into this higher fifth, sixth, seventh dimension. We'll realize that this was the far more real. For the spiritual reality, it's just as real to spiritual being as material reality is to material being. It's just that focal point of attention is far more integrated within unity consciousness. For we live in a shadow matrix, since we believe that we're mortal beings, we've been and we are bombarded with this darker energy all the time. Our cells are we believe that our cells are getting the message, and so we grow and die. But in essence, if we are really eternal beings of light, then we should be able to maintain our physical body in perfect state of use and for a very long time. On Atlantid, beings who used to live thousands of years in their physical body, sometimes 10,000 years in one physical vehicle. Sometimes we change it, but it's not. We don't have to go through. We didn't have to go through the portal of death. Once our consciousness has reached the eternal planes of consciousness, we have tuned into our soul and spirit. Then our soul and spirits are already eternal beings. We have to tune into that inner to the heart, to the inner soul, and to trust that. For we always we see life through the filters of perception that we have. It is astrology, so it is very important that to understand that beyond all those filters there is this eternal truth. The key is not to be distracted, to not let ourselves be distracted by the circumstances of our life, so we can keep our focal point into this paradise vision, this higher self, this ascension towards the light, towards God, towards all those things. So we can tune in. We have a focal point that's always tuned into that, and then eventually we'll be able to disengage from all those subconscious process. For the mental is connected to the subconscious, and there's all kind of subconscious programming that it's been continuously run, and that is what creating all the discordance. At first, we need to move from dark into light, from heavy into light, from ignorance into lucidity. But eventually, we realize that once we are into the light, that everything is part of the light. Everything is light. There is no darkness. Even the wars and all those, they are just cycle process that the soul have chosen for the spiritual evolution. And so they're just temporal experiences. Of course, we want God to blow on this house of cards, and He will soon do that, and the dominoes will fall and the new age will come, but it will take a while because a lot of people are implicated in this ego, self-aggrandizement, and the need to dominate the world. And so what it is to disengage from this fake matrix, from all this fake news. In many sense, the only thing that is true news is that you are God and you are love, and all of it is love, all of it is light. That doesn't mean to be naive in relationship to what people and intentions of people want to see behind the veils, but as we continue to grow, we move into this ninth dimensional apex of consciousness, where everything is aligned to the divine plan, and we become nine-dimensional being. We are connected to our soul group in the eighth dimension. We are connected to our individual mastery self in the seventh dimension. We are master of our timeline in the sixth dimension. We are into the eternal connectiveness in the fifth, and then this matrix, this fourth dimension will work maybe to clean up a little bit this fourth dimension. We'll understand everything that is going on within the psyche of humanity in the fourth dimension, and then the experience of the third dimension is the physical ego. But will no longer be, as we move into this fifth, sixth, seventh dimension, 8, 9, will no longer be limited to that third dimension. We'll be multi-dimensional being, and that is the point of the ascension. And for that, we need to clean our physical body. It is very important. The physical body is just as important as the psychological, the spiritual access. For many years, I have dismissed it a little bit. Say, well, I'm into my heart, so I'm fine. I love my spiritual ascension, but now I have to take care of my physical body, and this is really sometimes it takes a while because we have accumulated all kinds of toxins. All those things I'm saying is just sharing thoughts and ideas that relate to my own principle. I hope they resonate with you. But in many sense, I had to stop coffee because coffee closed on. There is all kinds of subtle chakras that I need to reactivate within our brain and our physical body, the thymus, and so that the more we are able to activate those subtle chakras, the more our light body will be anchored and will be able to discover those new potentials. Personally, I used to, when I was a child, I used to eat a lot of sugar, and for most of my life, but 10, 15 years ago, I started diminishing. Now I eat very little, much less sugar. Now I have to give up flour. Bread, this thing is no good for me, but I was from eating a lot of bread to very little cornbread, because cornbread is a lot lighter, but very little also, because it's like eventually I may be able to eat just tofu and rice, but for now I have to compromise, to go slowly, not to deprive myself from all the things that I'm used to, but it is a cleansing process. Another thing you want to be careful is all the cosmetic product and perfumes and all those things. There is neurotoxins and heavy metals and all kinds of things in those products. So use companies that are extremely into health, that are not avoid commercial companies to do that. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying it's part of the process. Toxins are in everything. All those technologies are toxic. They put toxin in the clothes, in the soil, in the river, in the ocean. It is not for us to be angry. It is part of the process, and it is for us to wake up and see that we have the power to transmute all that through the violet fire, and then we'll be able to, as we continue this transmutation, as more people awaken, we'll get assistance, technological assistance from our galactic friends up there, and we'll be able to discover technology. They will give us technology that will assist the whole transmutation of energy. But there's so many toxicities that we need to address, but we want to take it as light. We want to keep our focus into the light, not to let go of all this contrasted vision of self and understanding. All is serving is just becoming more conscious, and each and every day finding ways to improve, to perfect ourselves each and every day. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I may have to make a little break for technical break on those videos, but I will be back in any event. And well, happy birthday to all the Pisces, for we have our birthday coming, and then we'll move into the spring after that. For birthday is very important. It is a turning point. It is not to count the years. It's not about counting the years or staying in calendar. It's about aligning with this solar return that we're getting, this solar return, and the sun being the most powerful of all astrological influence as far as in many sense. Himself, the sun, as a physical being, is 99% of the mass of the solar system. So he's the master, he's the ruler of it all right now. It is a benevolent friend. Turn on to the sun, to integrate, breathe in the light of the sun, become the returning to our solar nature is one of the essential part of that 7-dimensional ascension, and then opening this portal to the 8 and 9 dimension. I finished a song. That's a song that was an invitation. It says this author says to ask. He's asking that we sing those songs of freedom. It's called Redemption Song. All pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships, minutes before they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty, forward in this generation, triumphantly. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom, 'cause all I've ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets, while we stand aside and look? Some say he's just a part of it, we got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom, 'cause all I've ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets, while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it, we got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom, 'cause all I've ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, for listening to my message, for integrating those messages. I hope they serve you well, to share, to follow, to share, to like, to subscribe if possible. I do appreciate that, and I wanted to wish you a wonderful day, and there is a great marvel. Let us rejoice. Let us thank God for this freedom that is coming. That will be soon free from the old cycle. Let us make ourselves already free. Let us call on that freedom right now. Let us anchor that freedom. Let us move through joy and love, and let go of all the fears and all the contrast and all that may still be discordant. Let's give it to the angel, the archangel. Let's give it to to God, and move back into this frequency of soul and spirit, where life can become a true celebration. I thank you very much, Salat.